Alrighty guys, welcome back. It's Joey again, Vegas D-Tech. We are on Tech Talk number 63, and tonight Tech Talk 63 is going to be the 40-hour mark on the Nokta Makro Legend. Alright, so let's go ahead and just give you my my counts of what I have so far. So at the 40-hour mark, I have about $37 in clad. I've been able to find 4 different rings with it, and about 6 different pieces of silver. When I say pieces of silver, it could be like pendants, various little trinkets, whatever. As long as it's marked, sterling silver or 925, that goes into the silver category. So $37, 4 rings, 6 pieces of silver at the 40-hour mark. It's not a bad thing. Not bad at all. Okay. So at the 40-hour mark, what do I have to really report on this detector? Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is this: as far as some of the behaviors that I'm noticing, let's talk about the VDI. Okay, the VDI numbers on this thing here, a little bit jumpy. All right, and I'm just comparing this to the stability of the VDI on the Equinox. Okay, I'm only going to be doing comparisons to this and the Equinox because I'm not even going to talk about DS2. Don't even make any sense. Okay, I mean, if other people want to discuss how the Legend compares to the DS2, feel free, go ahead. It's like Oscar de la Hoya talking about how he could, how he could box in a ring, with Mike Tyson. Makes no damn sense. They're completely different weight classes, different categories. All right. Now, Calabash says that, DLEC opened up the can of worms by making a couple of innuendo sayings and slangs towards the dais. If she did that, I don't know. I don't remember seeing that. But if she did, she did. She shouldn't be doing that because she's only cutting her own throat. We know the Deus 2 is absolutely wonderful, and it should be. For the price point in that detector, there's a lot of tech that goes with it, and that's fine. But for me, I'm only concerned about the Equinox and the Legend and how the two correlate within one another, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on my channel, and that's that. Okay guys, so if you are more interested in what the Legend is up to as compared to the Equinox, and you're on the fence about buying either detector, this channel, my channel, I'm going to be focusing on that because those are the 2 detectors that I care about, and that's the only 2 detectors that I'm really going to be doing comparisons with. Okay, so when we talk about the VDI, I noticed that when I use the VDI on the Equinox, it tends to lock and hold on to that number longer and harder. Okay, so I can remember as I sweep, it just seems that the number will stay on the screen longer. Okay, and with this right here, as I come across and sweep, it'll hit that number, and then as I sweep to the end of my sweep, the numbers will change, and then when I come back, it'll hit a number again, and it might be 1 up, 1 down, and as I sweep, it'll just disappear and go to another number. Now, being that the numbers are jumpy like that, it doesn't remember or lock onto one such number. It doesn't really bother me because I've learned how to work with that behavior, and what I do is I just pick a common denominator number. So let's say that I'm cherry picking now, and I'm sweeping 3, 4, 5, or 6 sweeps. All I do is I try to pick out a common denominator number, and that's the number that it is. I settle on that number, and that's what I go and dig. So as far as jumpy, VDI, that's just the behavior. That's what I observe. It may be different for you. I don't know. Doesn't really bother me. Okay. I only have been hunting in multi 2. Some people have told me to go ahead and start hunting in multi 1. I really don't know what the difference is between 2 and 1. All right. So, I mean, if you guys know what the difference is between multi 2 and multi 1, and you've seen some behavioral differences, eventually I'll switch over to multi 1. And I'll do the exact same type of hunts that I've been doing in 2. But for right now, I'm keeping everything in park mode, multi 2. All right. And as far as the Ferris meter, guys, I'm on the fence about it. It's nice to have, but it's hardly ever correct. And what I mean by that is like it's hardly ever going to go 100% one way and it be that, or 100% the other way and it be that. Half the time, when I actually go into the ground and I'm actually looking for something, it gives me kind of like a break somewhere in between the two. It may be a 60-40 split between ferrous and non-ferrous. It may be a 70-30 split between ferrous, non-ferrous. Either way, it's not going to deter me. It's not going to sway me from making a decision on whether I'm going to dig it or not. The only decision makers for me when it comes to, for me to pull a target out is the VDI as well as the tone. Whew. Got some moth in this house. So VDI and tone, those are the only two main things that I make a decision on when I go to hunt. But the ferrous meter, let me put it to you this way, to be fair, if they were to remove the ferrous meter and not have this no more and change it to a mineral meter or whatever, it wouldn't affect me whatsoever, because I very rarely look at that for any reason. Okay, you may like it. I really don't use it. I mean, it's only good for a couple of inches anyways. And like I said, it gives me the 60-40 split, 70-30 split. So you got to make that decision for yourself. And the determining reason why I would go and dig it is going to come down to the way it sounds. All right. Backed up by the actual VDI. The only gripe that I have with this, and guys, don't kick me just because I say that the thing is a little bit heavy. It is, you know, when I weight it and I get it up to like 3.5 pounds. Now, understandably, I do have my GoPro attachment to the back. Now, I know this thing right here probably going to put on 1/4 pound, you know, for the GoPro stick. So if I say it's 3.5 pounds, it's probably more like 3.25, right? Instead of 3.5, whatever. You can still feel it, man. The big coil on the front, you can still feel it, man. 11-inch coil, guys. I have my opinion about the 11-inch coil. To me, this dish coil is, well, I don't want to say obsolete. I don't want to say that, because it's the standard coil that you're going to see sold with so many of these detectors. In my opinion, it should be elliptical. But then again, I might be biased to that because I hunt parks, and in parks, for me, the elliptical coil seems better. However, if you're a beach detectorist or you are out in a field, you guys need a lot more coverage. Maybe the 11 will be what it should come out the gate with. But it does give it a considerable amount of nose weight. Okay, so those are the only concerns that I have about the detector at this point. Iron bias, I don't know. I mean, how do I know if I'm actually missing something if I don't know that I'm actually missing it? I'm only missing it in my mind, and I'm only missing it if I do an air test and it proves otherwise. But I'm noticing a lot of these times, man, when I do a test, when I do it in the air, it completely sounds different than when I actually go to the ground and try to extract it under real life ground conditions, under real life sweep conditions. It just, you know, it's for entertainment, man. These air tests, they're entertainment for me. You know, I mean, it's nice to kind of have a general idea with no media blocking the coil and the target. These are what you're going to read. But obviously, mineralization is going to make a big deal. Ground, soil, moisture, so many different things, bro. You know, so many different things. How you walked across it, the angle that it's in. You know, it is what it is. But anyways, man, that's all I've got on this thing right here at the 40-hour mark. I'm still loving it. I just hope that maybe DLEC can come out and give us some sort of a time frame, as if she's going to improve the coil or give us a release date on the ellipticals. And I was making a decision on whether or not I wanted to get rid of the Equinox. Guys, I don't think I can get rid of this thing, man. I'm not ready to get rid of it yet. You know what I mean? Because what I need is, I need to have this detector. As much as I was thinking about selling it, I really need to have something to compare it against. You know what I mean? I like spinning the Legend around for a couple of days and then coming back and spinning this for a couple of days. And that's the only way that I can get a honest feel as for what behaviors are really different between the two, because people are actually texting me right now saying, Joey, I got the funds. What is it going to be? Is it Equinox or is it Legend? Now, guys, God, man, you know, I feel terrible sometimes when I come out and I actually say things like this, because I know that I generally get a lot of kickback in the comment section because I made an opinion. You know, somewhere down the line, guys, you got to be able to just make an opinion, man. You know what I mean? You got to just say what you feel, man. I mean, everybody has a right to their own opinion. And this is just my opinion, you know, based on how I detect where I'm at in the search conditions that are in my neighborhoods. You know what I mean? So don't shoot me. It's just, you know, an observance of behavior. But people are asking me now. I told people, look, man, if you're asking me about, okay, when it comes down to the strong points of the Legend, I say as far as value, build quality, and updates, you know, I don't see any more updates coming out for the Equinox. What is out there is what's out there. It is what it is right now, okay? So if you're looking for value, build quality, and updates, then the Legend is definitely going to be something that you should probably put your money towards. If, however, you like weight, if you like the weight and you like simplicity and you like, you know, the support network of what has already been built with the Equinox has been around for a while. It's already established itself. You know, it is an established detector, and like I said, it's much lighter, you know, than the Legend is. And you know, I just feel that the user menu inside here is very easy to learn, and it's just pleasing and easy to operate. And if that's something that you like, then maybe this will be something that you're interested in. If you want something that's already been established, I mean, the Legend is on its way to establishing itself. Equinox has already established itself. What the Legend is trying to do is it's trying to get up there. It's trying to get up there and actually, if it could just compete with it on a 1-to-1 level, it wins simply just because you could buy it for a lot cheaper. That's it. Okay. Now, the main reason I can't get rid of this, man, is I'm just in love with this coil. You know what I mean? I really, really am. This is a 10x5 coil, but really when I measured it with an actual ruler, it comes down to 9. It's like 9 1/4. So they're rounding up on it. So a 9 1/4 by 5. But guys, I wasn't really a big fan of the Equinox, you know, with the 11-inch coil, and I certainly didn't like it with the 6. I just didn't need, there was something missing, and I wasn't using it. But once I was able to spring for the Coil Tech, and it is pricey, guys. I mean, at least to me, some people say it's not really that bad, but it really is for a little 9x5 coil to be $239. It is, but I can understand that it's not a single frequency coil. It is a multi-frequency coil, and you know, multi means more dineros. All right, but I could just tell you the weight savings on that, man. Just this thing feels like a feather, and it hits deep. You know, I personally don't need to go any deeper than 7 inches. Okay, at my parks, I don't want to go any deeper than 7. Because if I go any deeper than that, then I'm spending too much time on the ground and I'm attracting too much attention, and then the Karens will come out there and start blowing me up. And I don't need Karens to blow me up. I just don't need the interaction, the negative interaction, you know. So, anyways, I wanted to show you something here. Now, I went ahead and I got a letter from the county today concerning, you know, metal detecting, at least in my neighborhood, because I wanted to get to the bottom of, you know, should I even care if Karens say something to me or anybody else? That's, if you're not official and you're not a part of the county Parks and Recreation Department, then miss me with the BS, because I'm not doing anything wrong. I am not destroying the park. I'm very, you know, eloquent in how I detect. I don't try to draw attention, and I don't leave big holes. I'm not trying to pull big plugs. You guys have seen in the videos that I've made how I actually detect. I cut very small holes. The holes I cut are probably no bigger than this wide right here, and I just make a little U smiley face, right? And then I flip it up like a toilet seat. I extract what I need and I push it back down and I compress it, dude. There's nothing lost, okay? I know how to cut plugs. And like I said, I'm very decent. I'm very gardener-like when I come to the park, okay? But anyways, here, I'm going to put this actual letter that I got from the county up on the screen here, and you could follow me with it. All right, so Clark County, Nevada. It says, "Dear sir, thank you for your email regarding Clark County parks. Your question statement is basically correct. However, there are rules and ordinances against damaging parks. That being said, The county has allowed metal detecting in parks as long as there is no damage to the park, landscaping, etc. Thank you for your inquiry and care of the park during your use. That is from Stephen R. Corey, Assistant Director of the Clark County Parks and Recreation at 2601 East Sunset Road, Las Vegas, Nevada. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? And I'm just going to keep this thing with me. And, you know, if somebody comes and gives me grief, I'm going to be like, look, man, we don't really need to go back and forth on this. I have permission to dig this park. I know how to actually detect. I am not new. You know, I've lived in Las Vegas basically my entire life. And this hobby, I've been doing it now for, I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm long. I just went back on my YouTube records and it's like 6 or 7 years. All right. But nevertheless, man, I know how to detect, and I'm not doing anything wrong. And I've established myself with the groundskeepers. When they see me out there, they know who I am because I'm always out there, and they know that I'm harmless. You know, I'm harmless, especially when I come out there with just a little hip sack, and they see just a little teeny little spade and my little detector. There's way more big problems out there. There's dogs out there digging up bigger holes than the stuff that I could ever do. And, you know, as far as the Karens are concerned, by digging small plugs like that, if I can just tell you, you know, my advice on digging plugs is, dude, if you're in a park and there's lots of Karens, be short and sweet about it. You know, get good at pinpointing. All right. That's the main thing. Get good at pinpointing. Get down. Cut small. Only look, having solid pinpointing skills is going to keep your holes very tight, okay, to where you can get in and get out. Don't draw a bunch of attention to yourself. I can't bring a big old shovel out there and just do the 5-sided diamond, pull the whole plug out and dig. Yeah, I think it's very clean. When I see guys do that, I think it's very clean because they're able to get right down, down like 8-9 inches into the ground, man, and get what they got to get and get out. And the plug falls back in like a puzzle. And when you push it down, you never see anything. To me, it's very clean. But my, oh my, if there are Karens in the park and they see me kick out a plug like that looks like the size of a bucket, you know what I mean? Oh man, someone's about to lose their mind. And then here I am having to get into it, and I just don't need that altercation, you know? Anyways, one other thing I wanted to touch on was in my last video that I did there where I showed you guys the problem that I was having with the Equinox not hitting that small little battery or capacitor. Gentleman by the name of Bill M. Check out his channel. He basically corrected me and told me, he said, listen, he goes, Joey, you should know that when you switch between multi-frequency and single frequency, that your notches also shift, okay? And what that means is, in the beginning of the video, I actually showed you that I always notch out all of the iron and a couple of the penny signals because I'm trying to stay away from those zincs as much as I can. Now, let's just say that this is the notch spectrum that I have, right? And this is set for multi. When here, and let's just say this is a target. Now, when I actually am in multi, it lines up like this. Actually, no, let's just say that if I'm in single frequency, it'll line up like this. When I actually flip it down into multi, what happens is that the notches shift. Okay, so the notches may shift. Now, the target falls into a notched area. And it could just be one way or the other. It could just be a number up or a number down. But by doing that frequency, jumping from multi to a single, it hits right here in multi, or it hits right here in single. And then when I jump it down to multi, it pops it like this, and it doesn't see it no more because it dropped it into a completely different category. This is what Bill M told me. It does make sense, you know. And like I said, guys, I'm learning. Okay, I don't know everything. I know a lot of things, but I'm always open. My mind is always open to good advice. So in that situation, you know, I use multi. Whenever in that video, I was showing you that there was EMI chatter. I was getting the EMI chatter. I was in multi. And then at the end of that clip, I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and drop it into 15 just to eliminate the EMI. And the reason, and so now I was in 15 kilohertz, and that's when I hit that target, that little capacitor battery, and it hit it in 15 but it didn't hit it in multi, and that's because I set my notches in multi, because I come out with multi to begin with. You know, I mean, you pay for these detectors because they're marketed as multi is the thing. So why would I not use the multi, right? But I'm learning that the multi has its place and the single frequency has its place. All right. But guys, this video is drifting past 20 minutes, and I know that, you know, we don't need to be on a video here. I'm sure you don't want to hear me babble beyond 20 minutes. But anyways, that's all the information that I have on this Tech Talk 63 at the 40-hour mark. Like I said, man, $38 in clad, 4 rings, 6 silvers, and just a couple of small little details. I hope that we can get more information from DLEC or Nokta Makro about whether they're going to come out with a coil, you know, a little small elliptical. I really love that coil. And guys, let me tell you, I've had guys tell me, dude, are you a shill for coil tech? No, I'm not. But I can tell you, man, I don't need to be a shill. If I like something, if you like something, if it works and it's making you happy, I'm going to cheer for it. And I will tell you this much, guys. I have no qualm about somebody throwing eggs at me over this coil. I back this coil 100%, man. 10 by 5 elliptical coil tech. Weight, I love it. Performance, I love it. The $239 that I had to pay for it, not really loving that, but it is what it is, man. I made my little trades on eBay, got rid of a couple of things to get this coil, and do I regret it? No, but eBay charges too much in fees, man. If there's one thing that eBay needs to quit doing, quit hitting you guys for 12, 13 to 15% fees, dude. They're killing you, man. All right. So anyways, my friends, that's all I have for you on this Vegas Detect episode number 63. Thank you so much, man. I can sit here and talk with you guys all night. Love doing this. Love you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys like this content, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. I'd like to hear what it is that you think about any of this stuff here. And I try to answer all of my emails and comments as I get them. All right. So that's it, guys. You guys be well. Thank you again. It's Joey, Vegas Detect. You guys be well. Take it easy.